Few-shot prompting means giving the AI several worked examples before asking it to do the real task. Instead of writing out detailed rules, you show the pattern and let the model copy it. Look at this review classifier. We give 3 labeled examples. A broken keyboard goes to hardware support, an export question goes to software support, and a late order goes to shipping. Then we hand it a brand new review about a flickering screen and just ask for the department. The model has never seen that exact review, but the 3 examples teach it the categories and the format. It recognizes the pattern and fills in the answer. That's the whole idea behind few-shot learning, and it's one of the most powerful techniques in prompt engineering. Why does showing examples work so well? 4 reasons. First, pattern recognition. The model infers the underlying rules directly from your examples, no lecture required. Second, disambiguation. When a task has tricky edge cases, several examples clarify exactly where the lines are drawn. Third, consistency. Because every example follows the same shape, the output format stays uniform every single time. And fourth, reduced instructions. Instead of writing a long paragraph of rules, you simply show "don't tell." That last point is the mindset shift. A good example often communicates more clearly than 3 sentences of explanation, and it leaves far less room for the model to misread what you actually want. Few-shot turns vague instructions into a concrete demonstration the AI can follow. So, how many examples should you include? It depends on how complex the task is. For simple tasks, 2 or 3 examples are usually enough. For moderate tasks, aim for 3 to 5. Complex tasks tend to need 5 to 8, and highly nuanced work might call for 8 to 12. But here's the catch: more is not always better. Every example you add uses up tokens, which costs space and money, and piling on too many can actually cause overfitting, where the model clings too tightly to your specific examples instead of generalizing. So start with the smallest set that captures the pattern, test it, and only add more examples if the model is still getting things wrong. Quality and coverage beat sheer quantity. Picking the right examples matters as much as picking the right number. Aim for 3 things. Diversity. Cover different categories and edge cases, not just the obvious ones. Balance. Don't overrepresent a single category. Too positive, too negative, and too neutral is healthy. 5 positive and 1 negative is skewed. And difficulty range. Include both easy cases and harder ones, so the model learns the grey areas, not just the simple wins. This social media classifier is a good model to copy. It labels 4 clearly different posts, a question, a promotion, a complaint, and an announcement, before asking the model to classify a brand new post. Each example pulls in a distinct category, so the pattern is unmistakable. Few-shot isn't just for classification, it's also brilliant for locking in a specific output format. Here we want product feature bullets in one exact style. Each example takes a plain feature, like long battery or fast charging, and turns it into a punchy headline followed by a short benefit, separated by a hyphen. After 3 examples, the model has clearly absorbed the recipe. A short headline, a hyphen, then specific action-oriented copy. So when we hand it noise cancellation, it produces a bullet in exactly the same shape without us ever spelling out the rules. This is the power of show, don't tell. If you need consistent formatting across many outputs, a couple of well-built examples will enforce it far more reliably than a written description. Examples can also teach tone and brand voice, which is notoriously hard to describe in words. Here we want friendly, casual customer service replies. Instead of saying "be warm and upbeat," we just show it. Each reply opens with something like "Hey there," stays cheerful, solves the problem, and even drops in a tasteful emoji. The model picks up the personality from the examples and applies it to the new question about being charged twice. Notice how much easier this is than trying to write a tone guide. Adjectives like friendly or professional are fuzzy, but 3 real replies make the voice concrete. When you want consistent personality across responses, demonstrate the voice with a few examples rather than describing it. A few common mistakes can quietly ruin your few-shot prompts. The first is inconsistent formats. If one example says output positive, another says result positive, and a third uses an arrow and lowercase, the model gets confused about which shape to copy. Keep every example identical in structure. The second is examples that are too similar. Look at this set: great product, awesome product, amazing product, all positive. The model learns almost nothing about the boundaries because there's no variety. The third is misleading examples. A single wrong or ambiguous label teaches the wrong rule and can poison the whole output. So the takeaway is simple. Keep your formats uniform, make your examples genuinely different from each other, and double-check that every label is correct. FewShot really shines on complex, multi-step tasks where you show the entire process. In this example, we extract structured data from a messy job posting and output clean JSON. The single worked example maps a senior Python developer listing into a tidy object with title, company, experience, remote status, salary, and skills. With that one demonstration, the model knows exactly which fields to pull and how to shape them when it sees the new marketing manager posting. That's few-shot learning in a nutshell. You teach the AI your requirements by demonstration instead of explanation. Now it's your turn. Try this prompt yourself right now on the lesson page at FreeAcademy.ai using the interactive prompt playground, or paste it into an AI assistant like ChatGPT or Claude and watch the pattern do the work.